Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Before going into this video, I want to wish you all a very happy new year. May peace, love, and prosperity follow you always. You deserve all the best in the world. In this video, we are gonna see about the celebration of New Year, when it was started, how did the people of the past celebrated it, what calendar are we currently following, are there many New Years celebrated on different days around the world, and more. So make sure you watch this video till the end. New Year's Day is a festival celebrated by literally all the people of the world on the 1st of January. It's a day where people feel so happy, joyful and motivated. Many New Year festival traditions are centered on New Year's Eve, which is December 31st. People get together with friends and family on December 31st and eagerly wait for the time to reach 12 a.m. to welcome the new year. January 1st is the new year in the Gregorian calendar which we currently follow. But there were many calendars around the world that had many different days that marked the new year. Interestingly, the 1st of January is also New Year's Day on the Julian calendar, but this is not the same day as the Gregorian one. Other cultures observe their traditional or religious New Year's Day according to their own customs, typically because they use a lunar calendar or a lunisolar calendar. Chinese New Year, the Islamic New Year, Tamil New Year and the Jewish New Year are among well-known examples. India, Nepal and other countries also celebrate New Year on dates according to their own calendars that are movable in the Gregorian calendar. The earliest known record of a New Year festival dates from about 2000 BCE in Mesopotamia, where in Babylonia the New Year called a Kitu. A 11-day celebration began with the new moon after the spring equinox, mid-March, and in Assyria with the new moon nearest the autumn equinox, mid-September. For the Egyptians, Phoenicians, and Persians the year began with the autumn equinox, September 21st, and for the early Greeks it began with the winter solstice, December 21st. On the Roman Republican calendar the year began on March 1st, but after 153 BCE the official date was January 1st, which was continued in the Julian calendar of 46 BCE. The Babylonian New Year was believed to have been deeply intertwined with religion and mythology. During the Akitu, statues of the gods were paraded through the city streets, and rites were enacted to symbolize their victory over the forces of chaos. Through these rituals the Babylonians believed the world was symbolically cleansed and recreated by the gods in preparation for the new year and the return of spring. One fascinating aspect of the Akitu involved a kind of ritual humiliation endured by the Babylonian king. This peculiar tradition saw the king brought before a statue of the god Marduk, stripped of his royal regalia and forced to swear that he had led the city with honor. A high priest would then slap the monarch and drag him by his ears in the hope of making him cry. If royal tears were shed, it was seen as a sign that Marduk was satisfied and had symbolically extended the king's rule. Some historians have since argued that these political elements suggest the Akitu was used by the monarchy as a tool for reaffirming the king's divine power over his people. Wepet Renpet. Ever heard about it? Wepet Renpet was the ancient Egyptian New Year or opening of the year. The festival was a kind of movable feast as it depended on the inundation of the Nile River. It celebrated the death and rebirth of Osiris, and by extension, the rejuvenation and rebirth of the land and the people. Recent discoveries at the Temple of Mut show that during the reign of Hatshepsut the first month of the year played host to a festival of drunkenness. This massive party was tied to the myth of Sekhmet, a war goddess who had planned to kill all of humanity until the sun god Ra tricked her into drinking herself unconscious. Chinese New Year, one of the oldest traditions still celebrated today, is believed to have originated over 3,000 years ago during the Shang dynasty. The holiday began as a way of celebrating the new beginnings of the spring planting season, but it later became entangled with myth and legend. One legend says that thousands of years ago a monster named Nian would attack villagers at the beginning of each new year. To frighten this beast, the people decorated their homes with red trimmings, burned bamboo and made loud noises. The ruse worked, and the bright colors and lights associated with scaring off Nian eventually became integrated into the celebration. Nian is now the Chinese word for year. Nowruz, the Persian New Year, was a 13-day spring festival falls on or around the vernal equinox in March and is believed to have originated in modern-day Iran as part of the Zoroastrian religion. The roots of Nowruz reach far back into antiquity. It is still celebrated in Iran and other parts of the Middle East and Asia. Most historians believe its celebration dates back at least as far as the 6th century BC and the rule of the Achaemenid Empire. Nowruz persisted as an important holiday even after Iran's conquest by Alexander the Great in 333 BC and the rise of Islamic rule in the 7th century AD. Monarchs would use the holiday to host lavish banquets, dispense gifts and hold audiences with their subjects. It falls on or around March 21 of the Gregorian calendar. During the Roman Republic and the Roman Empire years beginning on the date on which each consul first entered the office. This was probably May 1 before 222 BC, March 15 from 222 BC to 154 BC, and January 1 from 153 BC. In 45 BC, when Julius Caesar's new Julian calendar took effect, the Senate fixed January 1 as the first day of the year. At that time, this was the date on which those who were to hold civil office assumed their official position, and it was also the traditional annual date for the convening of the Roman Senate. This civil new year remained in effect throughout the Roman Empire, East and West, during its lifetime and well after, wherever the Julian calendar continued in use. In England, the Anglo, Saxon, and Viking invasions of the 5th through 10th centuries plunged the region back into prehistory for a time. While the reintroduction of Christianity brought the Julian calendar with it, its use was primarily in the service of the Church to begin with. After William the Conqueror became king in 1066, he ordered that January 1 be re-established as the civil new year. Julian calendar is very similar to the more current Gregorian calendar used by most countries today. Caesar made January 1 the first day of the year as part of his reforms, partially to commemorate the month's namesake, Janus, the Roman deity of beginnings. Romans commemorated Janus' birthday by presenting sacrifices to him, exchanging presents, decorating their homes with laurel branches, and throwing wild celebrations. Christian authorities in medieval Europe temporarily supplanted January 1 as the beginning day of the year with days with greater religious significance, such as December 25, the birth anniversary of Jesus, and March 25, the Feast of the Annunciation. In 1582, Pope Gregory XIII re-established January 1 as New Year's Day. Many of the customs of New Year festivals note the passing of time with both regret and anticipation. The baby as a symbol of the new year dates to the ancient Greeks, with an old man representing the year that has passed. Janus, the Roman god of beginnings, gates, transitions, time, duality, doorways, passages, frames, and endings, whose name the month January was named after, had two faces, one looking backward and the other forward. Popular New Year rituals include wearing new dress, serving food that symbolizes good fortune, and making resolutions concerning what one hopes to accomplish in the next year. When the clock strikes 12 a.m. and the new year begins, people may cheer, toast with champagne, kiss loved ones. For many people, it's the happiest day in their lives. What resolution did you take for this new year? Tell me in the comments. What other historical and mythological stories you want me to make a video about? Comment down your thoughts. Tap the thumbs up icon and subscribe to this channel. It helps me very much. I'll see you all in my next video. Thanks for watching.